The day the Interstellar Concorde announced the mandatory Harmony Pairing Initiative, most people cheered. Humanity had entered its third decade of peaceful coexistence with the alien civilizations of the Orion Spur, and the initiative was supposed to deepen that peace, one partnership at a time. Every citizen over 18 would be matched with a being from another world for 1 year of coexistence, cultural exchange and skill sharing. Students hoped for highly intelligent avant-garde mentors. Engineers prayed for Ketheri technologists. Diplomats dreamed of the soft-voiced, harmony-loving Lunari. No one wanted an Acrodax. The Acrodax were a reclusive warrior species rumored to incinerate entire battalions with a single sonic shriek. Their queens were said to command hive fleets capable of devouring planets. Every database described them with the same warning: avoid unless absolutely necessary. So when my assignment pinged onto my wristband with the bright silver seal of the Concorde's Match Council, I expected something routine, maybe a humanoid academic or at worst, a grumpy reptilian philosopher. Instead, the text scrolled across my display. Assigned partner: Acrodax Sovereign Queen Vezara. My breath stopped. There had to be a mistake. Acrodax queens didn't partner with humans. They didn't partner with anyone. They ruled. They conquered. They ended civilizations. The next line didn't help. Warning. Subject designated extreme hazard. Compliance is mandatory. My stomach sank so hard it could have fallen through the floor. Beginning, the Queen's arrival. The Concorde transport station was quarantined for my partner's arrival. Soldiers lined the perimeter in full armor. Scientists huddled behind reinforced shields. Even the station's AI lowered its voice, as if sound alone might provoke her. I felt absurd standing among them. One civilian, thin, nervous, clutching a welcome bag with tea packets, translation tablets, and a handwritten note my mother insisted I bring. A ripple of heat shimmered through the air. Light bent, shadows lengthened, and a sound like an entire forest exhaling swept across the station. She emerged. Queen Vezara was immense, easily 12 feet tall, her form a sculpted lattice of iridescent obsidian plates. Four luminous eyes glowed violet. Tendrils along her spine moved like living smoke. The air around her thrummed with contained power. Those nearest her fell to their knees without being commanded. Instinct, maybe. Or fear. Her gaze landed on me. "You," she said. Her voice a resonant frequency felt more than heard. "The Concorde has chosen you as my match." I swallowed. "Apparently." Her mandible-like cheek plates shifted in what I hoped was interest, not hunger. Without warning, she extended an arm. A dark membrane unfurled from her wrist, forming a protective cocoon around me. "This human is under my sovereignty," she announced to the soldiers, who immediately backed away. Great. Day 1 and I was already someone's property. Middle, living with a queen. Coexistence with Vezara was nothing like the Concorde brochures. There was no peaceful tea ceremony, no shared poetry, no exchange of crafting traditions. Instead, I woke up each morning to her towering form studying me from across my living space, analyzing every breath I took. "You are fragile," she observed one morning while I brushed my teeth. "Your skeletal structure is insufficient. How did your species survive long enough for spaceflight? Mostly by running from things stronger than us. A flawed evolutionary strategy." Despite her ominous presence, she was curious, intensely so. She asked about human emotions, music, architecture, even cuisine. Her method of study often meant hovering far too close, examining my reactions like a scientist watching a volatile experiment. But what unnerved me most was how she behaved outside my apartment. Whenever we traveled through Concorde corridors, Whispering aliens parted around us. Vezara walked with fluid precision, every step announcing that she could annihilate everything in her path but simply chose not to today. One afternoon, while I struggled to keep pace with her ground-eating strides, she said, "You fear me." "Well, yeah." "Good," she replied. "Fear preserves life. But misplaced fear weakens it. I have not harmed you. I have protected you." I frowned. "Protected me from what?" "The dangers you do not sense." Cryptic. But her tone carried a weight that made me shiver. Strangely, over weeks, I noticed her behavior shifting. She began adjusting her stride so I could keep up. She lowered her voice around me so my ears wouldn't ring for hours. She even learned to identify emotions from my body language, something few aliens attempted. And I learned things too. Acrodax queens weren't tyrants by nature. They were guardians. Each queen protected a hive cluster of thousands. The stories of destruction weren't tales of conquest, but of defending their home system from invaders. Vezara wasn't dangerous because she wanted to be. She was dangerous because she had no choice. The conflict. Why I was chosen. 3 months into our partnership, Concord Command summoned us to a sealed chamber. My escort led me one way. Vezara entered from another, her posture coiled, alert. A holographic projection flickered to life. An admiral with a grave face. Queen Vezara. Human civilian Elias Wren. He nodded to each of us. "We owe you an explanation." Turns out my assignment hadn't been random at all. The Concorde had intercepted encrypted transmissions indicating that a rogue faction planned to assassinate Vezara during her diplomatic stay. War between the Acrodax and the Concorde would be catastrophic. They needed someone unpredictable, someone the assassins wouldn't expect, a civilian. Me. I wasn't matched to protect her. I was matched because I was bait. Vezara's energy surged so fiercely the lights flickered. "You used him," she snarled, voice shaking the air. "You endangered what is mine." "It was necessary," the Admiral said. "And it worked. The plotters revealed themselves. They have been apprehended." She stepped forward, and several guards instinctively raised shields, though they were useless against her. "You gambled with a human life for political convenience," she hissed. "If he consents, Elias Wren will leave with me. Under my protection. Permanently." "Ah," I said weakly. "Can I think about that?" Ending. Choosing my future. Back in my apartment, Vezara loomed silently, the tension in her form visible even through the smooth alien armor of her. "Buddy. You are angry with me," she said. "Not at you," I replied. "Just everything." She knelt so her eyes aligned with mine, still intense but gentler than the day we met. "You were placed in danger because of me. I failed to foresee it." "You didn't fail. You're not responsible for the Concorde's choices." Her tendrils brushed the floor. "The Acrodax do not abandon those under their protection. If you choose to leave with me, I will ensure no one ever uses you again." The idea sounded absurd. Me, living among a hive of towering warriors on a distant world. But then I thought of the months with her. Her curiosity, her strange humor, her unexpectedly patient lessons about alien stars. I thought of how she had begun using a softer resonance when speaking to me, tailored precisely to my frail human ears. Maybe it wasn't fear I felt anymore. Maybe it was belonging. I looked up at her and said, "If I come with you, what would I be?" Her eyes glowed softly. "Not prey. Not bait. My honored companion. My equal." The word equal carried weight in her culture, enough that even other Acrodax would bow in recognition. I took a deep breath. "Then I'll go." She extended a hand, massive, clawed, lethal, yet held with surprising care. When I placed my hand in hers, the hum of her energy wrapped around me like a shield. "For the first time," she said, "I am grateful for a Concord match." We left Earth 2 days later, aboard a living starcraft of shimmering chitin and pulsing light. As the vessel leapt into the dark between stars, I realized something simple but profound. Everyone else received a normal match. But somehow, impossibly, I had been assigned to the most dangerous alien queen. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me.